Right from the jump, the judge is already irritated, and that matters. When a courtroom starts tense, it usually means patience is thin, and any wrong move can flip the entire case.
Hey, Carl.
Good morning,
Who it
Judge.
is?
Thanksgiving.
You look great.
Thank you, Joe. Well, I thought it was a little Christmas cheer and a little something bright
Great.
with me up in the morning. Probable cause, Your Honor, on
Okay.
Mr. He's off. He's not on docket, Judge. And we spoke to fine coordinator who says Mr. Terrian, and it's two. Are you?
Oh, please.
254-0020.
Did you get it?
Same.
Yeah. All right. Come on up, sir.
Judge, we.
The raising end.
Again.
The raising. Good morning, sir. So you're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant, and this is a Class B misdemeanor. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and/or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. We're going to do probable cause. Just hang tight, please.
Officers were dispatched to a disturbance between the defendant and an Uber driver in Harris County, Texas. The officer stated that when he arrived, both parties were calm and smoking with one another. Officer stated that he saw that the defendant was intoxicated and asked whether the defendant's wife would come to get him. The defendant said his wife would. And the defendant and the Uber driver began going back and forth with each other about charges.
This is where things almost go sideways. Tensing your arms during detention? That's legally risky. Officers can interpret that as resistance, and suddenly a minor situation turns into new charges.
The officer made the decision to detain the defendant and take him to a sobering sentence. The officer asked the defendant to put his hands behind his back, and the defendant sensed his back. Additional officers arrived and detained Pete.
Judge, I know it's not, you don't argue.
His arms? Really?
Judge, I know it's not time to argue, probably, so I'd like to
No.
shit out a little bit.
I already got it.
Yeah, Judge.
I understand. Just you're tensing your arms? That's madness.
Huge moment here. No probable cause means the case dies instantly. The judge isn't excusing bad behavior. He's enforcing constitutional limits. That distinction is everything.
We have enough cases. Come on. No. I'm going to find no probable cause. Remember, when you're out there in the free world, if you're going to get lit, be very careful. Do you understand, Mr. Thurston? I'm sorry, did you want to say something?
No, it's okay, Judge. We're dismissing the case.
Oh, thanks.
Be careful. You know? Really? Okay. All right, we got you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Thurston. I mean, doing the right thing. I got it. That's why.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Always a pleasure, Mr. Hager.
Good seeing you, Judge.
Good morning.
How you doing, sir?
How's jail? Great. That's great. Because I got you. I need you to understand.
Listen carefully. This is escalation territory. Multiple unlawful possession cases plus threats equals zero tolerance. At this point, bond isn't about money, it's about public safety.
Understand that we mean business here. We don't play. And your lawyer I'm bringing you out because it's your case. You need to understand what's going on, number one. Number two, your lawyer has asked for me to reduce your bond. Your bond now is set at $10,000. I have no idea what happened on your case. The only thing I do know is that September of 23, unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon. December 1st, 23, unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon. 5/29/24, unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon. 11/23/24, unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon and terroristic threat of a family or household member. You now, with us, are facing up to a year in jail and/or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir.
The officer was dispatched in response to an armed disturbance in Harris County, Texas. The complainant told the officers her and the defendant, her ex-boyfriend, were having issues regarding child custody. The defendant was attempting to drop the child off with the complainant, and the complainant refused to take custody because of a previous mutual custody agreement. The complainant told the officers that the defendant had stated, "I just bust your car window, and if you pull up doing anything, I'm gonna shoot your ass in the face." The complainant stated that she was at fear for her life.
When a judge says danger to public safety, that's courtroom red alert language. It justifies no bond holds, GPS monitoring, weapon bans, basically maximum control.
The officer detained the defendant found him to be in possession of a weapon.
All right. Mr. Jack, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm now ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case. Protective order has been issued in this case. What that means is that if you violate this protective order, the state can and will file additional charges against you, violation of a protective order. And I'm going to tell you now, you pick up one of those cases and you violate conditions, I can have a hearing to hold you at no bond, zero bond. And I will do it in a heartbeat to protect my county and everyone in it. Do you understand?
Yes.
I find that you are a complete danger to public safety and you refuse to abide by bond conditions. So I don't think that your bond is sufficient. I think that the 10,000 is too low because you are a danger to my public. I'm sorry, Mr. Elick, and regardless, what we do here is just, I guess, peanuts, so to speak, because you're being held at no bond on 2 of your felony cases as is. So, what I am going to have you do, though, is this. I'm going to have you sign with me today an affidavit promising me that you're not going to have any weapons. And if I find that you have a weapon, if somehow you are magically released, because I don't know what's going to happen, if I find that you have a weapon, I will have a contempt hearing, can have a contempt hearing, and I can and may hold you up to contempt every single time you have a weapon. And if they prove it to me, I can send it to you to 180 days in jail every single time. Do you understand?
Yes.
This is an affidavit. This affidavit, you're going to promise me that you're not going to have any weapons. I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care if you're going into war. I don't care if there's a battle in the street. No weapons. Do you understand? Look how big. Is that big enough for you to read? What does it say?
No weapons.
Good. We will have you swear to us that you're not going to have any weapons, and at that time, we'll just have you put back. If you do bond out, I'm going to put a GPS monitor on you, and I will put an exclusion zone so that you're not to go anywhere near the complaining witness in this case. Do you understand?
Yes.
You know, did we ever explore that order to surrender weapons to the sheriff's office? Did we ever do anything with that?
I talked to multiple people. Right.
We had that, remember? We need to do something with that. I'm going to see what I can do about having the weapons surrendered to law enforcement so that you don't have possession of any weapons. Do you understand? Okay. All right, Mr. Lick. So I guess we'll just wait. It looks like the felony case is set for, oh my goodness, March of next year.
Your Honor, I just want to get the body cam and we may set this for trial. I mean, I know he's got the other felonies, but
Pitching for a trial. You want 30 days, I guess?
it sounds good.
Okay. All right. Well, have you swear to us no weapons, Mr. Jack? Come on. All right. Good morning, Mr. Houlihan. So you understand that you're entering into a very serious probation. We take it seriously, and if you continue to, if you violate at this point, I mean, we can put you in a rehab facility, right? So just no alcohol from any sort. All we're asking you to do is stay out of trouble. If you don't have a license, don't drive. These probations are pretty easy. All you have to typically do is 2 classes, stay out of trouble, and don't drink. And as long as you can do that, then you're walking out of here. You know. What are the conditions that we have, Shatori?
Thank you for saying.
Okay.
Speak of your education. Physics and mental. Random heard analysis. No refusal.
What that means is that if you are pulled over and an officer asks you to submit a breath sample, you have to do it. If you don't, then you're in violation of this probation.
No drugs or alcohol. Or the guardian law.
You've got the scram now. So what we'll do is when you get your, is this license suspended now, Alex? Do you know? Can you run it?
I don't have a recording. Yeah, I'm running, Your Honor.
Then you will need to get a portable breath test device. And when you do that,
The scram monitor.
I'm paying for it now. That thing's around $400 to $500 a month. So as opposed to the handheld devices, which is probably about $100 a month. So if you want to keep it, you can, but cost. And once you get on probation, I can't pay for you. You will be responsible for the fines and fees. You know, I can take off and I can reduce your fines and fees, but there's outside vendor stuff. Can't pay for it. Like the DWI education class, you'll have to pay for that. It's not $30, right? The victim impact panels, you will have to pay for that. PRAS, can I waive? I'll waive your PRAS fee, which is around, that's what, $200? Yeah, so I'll waive that fee for you. But remember, this probation is.
This is the real cost of a conviction. Rights gone, jail time locked in, and future punishment automatically harsher. The judge's final message is simple. One more mistake, and the system hits back harder.
It's not about the money. It's about you doing what you're saying you're going to do in the time that they tell you to do it. So there's a certain time for you to finish everything. Your license is not suspended. So one of the other things I want to do.
No, he was suspended. There's an LR suspension. There is a suspension.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, sir.
So we will, as part of this probation now, require you to get your Texas driver license. I want you to get it so that at some point you can become a legal driver. But you have to have insurance, and you're not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have a guardian interlock on it. If you're caught, then that's a violation of your probation. Don't just do stuff. You get permission first. Don't try to do and beg for forgiveness after the fact, because it doesn't work. You understand? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept probation, you're stuck with it until you complete it or it gets violated. Now, the agreement that you're entering into is 180 days jail time, to be probated for 18 months. This will now reflect as a conviction on your record. From now on, you'll be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. No proverbial slaps on the wrist. You understand? Do you have any questions?
So what, does that mean I can go, when do I go take the scram monitor?
First, you get the portable device. When you get that, we will take that ankle monitor off. I want to know that you have something that's testing you before we just take that off. We're not going to take your word for it that you're going to get it, you know? But the minute you get it, let us know, and then we'll take that off, and then you can keep the other one. If you fail in your case, don't do your stuff, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in jail. I'm going to bring you back out in Orange, and we're going to talk about if you violated or not. And if they prove it to me, you're looking at 180 days in jail. I understand. You have any questions? How do you plead to the offense? How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? All right. I will find you guilty. I'm not going to suspend your license. So just take care. You have the ability to get it back. What do you do for a living, Mr. Houlihan?
I'm in the process of, need to take the health and life insurance exam, and then once I pass the exam, I'm going to be working for an insurance company.
How do you support yourself now?
Right now, living at home with my mother.
Stay there. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, I graduated law school. I still went and lived with my folks. Man, I lived with my folks until I was like 35. There's nothing wrong with it. I saved a crap load of money, you know, and, that's what you do, right?
And also,
There's nothing wrong with it.
also works from home as well, so.
Right? Take care, work at home, stay at home, make a lot of money, keep a lot of money in the bank, and then you venture out. Don't do things backwards like have a kid now, because do you have any kids?
38 years without kids on.
Well, perhaps one day you'll get blessed, but just do things in the right order, and then things will work out for you. I'm going to waive your supervisory fees, your DPS fines and fees and surcharges. Meaning I'm taking off around $4,000 of fines and fees that you would otherwise be required to pay. And if you don't get a license. But I'm going to tell you now, if you come back here with another DWI, a second DWI, there's a surcharge of $1,000, not to mention court costs. So you roundabout leave here with about $7,000 in fines and fees. So if you want to get lit in the future, just don't get into a car.
I don't have any interest in renting a dog anymore. honestly.
Time heals all wounds, Mr. Houlihan. Say it again.
Something about marijuana. That's that seems to be a problem.
Marijuana can be a DWI with marijuana as well. It doesn't have to be just if you take too much NyQuil, what happens? Right. So it doesn't have to be just alcohol. All right. Good luck. Don't smoke weed. Don't smoke weed.